Air travel has undergone a revolution in recent years, but it seems the government's view is the mindset of the industry's leaders must alter as well if tackling climate change is to be taken more seriously.
We need to see the high-speed rail links between Europe's major cities strengthened, and we need to start taking aviation as the fastest growing source of climate change seriously, as well as climate change in general seriously. Otherwise, there'll be no hope for the next generation.
While in the industrial sector we reduce emissions with 15 to 25% between 1990 and 2004, the emissions from aviation have been growing with more than 80%. We have been successful in reducing the emissions in the normal industrial installations, in the power sector, in the steel sector, in the pulp and paper sector, etc. So we cannot continue to be successful in one sector and to neutralize that positive result by developments in other sectors. And aviation is one of the most striking examples.
But in the run-up to Copenhagen, getting a global deal that takes these into account may yet prove beyond reach.
So our elected leaders are giving us, at best, a 50-50 chance of avoiding climate catastrophe. That's a coin flip. Imagine if they were standing at the door of a plane saying, "Come on citizens, get on the plane. This has got a 50-50 chance of landing safely." None of us would get on that plane.
Do you feel slightly uncomfortable making that claim when you're sitting in New York?
And when you get the letters of lobbying from the aviation industry, what they're really saying is, every excuse in the world, just don't touch us. We're somehow special. Our growth and our profits must be protected. Don't take measures against us. The future of the world can go to hell, frankly, just so long as we're protected.
The correct facts are that actually aviation currently accounts for 13% of UK's carbon emissions. That's a government figure, not our figure. It actually impacts even more so because it's higher up, to a percentage of 20%. It is the fastest growing cause of climate change. Because it's not included in the climate change bill, it will not be tackled. So even if we reduce all our other emissions to zero, we will still be dealing with catastrophic climate change.
185 million people to die in Africa this century alone because of climate change, and people are still hopping over to Barcelona for the weekend and saying, sorry, it's part of our way of life. We have to curb the amount of air travel in order not to change the climate.
So you want people not to take holidays on?
Well, it's fundamental that we reduce the amount we fly. We could start by ending the short-haul flights that we're binge flying.
So none of us should take short-haul flights?
Yeah, we shouldn't be flying on short-haul distances to places easily reachable by train, which is over 10 times less polluting.
And they want to be included in the Commission's emission trading scheme. And you have to ask, why do they want to be included? I mean, they want to be included because they know it's not going to be consequential on their profits.
Certainly, from a personal point of view, offsetting your flights, it's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. It's basically a waste of money. And I would actually say that it is a positive liability in the fight against climate change, because it misleads people into thinking that we can deal with this problem without making dramatic changes to the way we live our lives, and that's simply not true. Really, there is no such thing as a responsible aviation company. The only thing a responsible aviation company could do would be to reduce the number of planes in its fleet and reduce the number of flights it's making. I mean, really, efficiency gains are great, and no one's saying they're not. But they're nothing like enough. They're totally inconsistent with the science.
If in Copenhagen in December governments don't do what they should do, sayonara, that's the end of it.